Hi everyone, it's Tom here at Advantage Mortgages. I just wanted to do a video today based on life insurance. Today's 20th of April 2020, so we're right in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown. UK government announced a few days ago that it's going to go on for at least another 3 weeks. So with that in mind, obviously more and more people have, first of all, I suppose key workers are as busy as they've ever been. More and more people, however, that aren't the key workers at home wondering what to do. And the subject of life insurance is coming up quite a lot because, of course, there's all this terrible news at the moment. And, of course, people want to make sure they are adequately protected in the event of their passing away, leaving their loved ones with the right kind of financial security that life insurance should hopefully achieve. So with that in mind, there's a lot of different places you can get life insurance at the moment. This video really is about the advantages of going to an advisor and getting that life cover properly set up through a financial intermediary that knows what they're on about. You'll probably see loads of adverts online for things like life insurance from £5 a month and stuff like that. Yes, we can get life insurance from £5 a month. That's often a minimum premium with an insurer. Doesn't necessarily tell you what the term is or how much you're getting, and of course age and your health, smoking status, height and weight, so on, are all going to have a big impact on the premium itself. So try and put that aside. It's not about spending £5 a month. It's about getting the cover you need and not spending too much, and equally making sure that you're not over-insuring yourself, because it's still ultimately very unlikely that life insurance is ever going to pay out at all. So it's got to provide you that peace of mind. You know that your family, your loved ones are looked after if a claim were to occur. Beyond that, it's doing the trick. There's no point spending twice the amount that you need to. So advisors obviously will, of course, help you with getting the right amount over the right term and the right type of cover as well. Traditional life insurance pays out a lump sum. That's going to be something that's going to protect your mortgage, obviously. Anything else that you might think a lump sum is good for, more often than not, people are tempted to get a lump sum to protect their family. It's more often than not, it's not the best way of doing it. So family income benefit is a type of life insurance that's very similar. Again, it pays out a tax-free benefit in the event of a claim, a death. However, this policy provides a regular income as opposed to a lump sum, and because of that, it's much easier to budget around a family income benefits claim. It's providing something monthly. It can pay the bills, it can pay school fees, it can do all of that, and it's in place every month. Next month I'm going to get the same amount paid out again. So that's a really good way of providing not only security but stability to your loved ones if you were to die. Other advantage of using an intermediary is just the terms and the type of cover that are available to you. So not all insurers are the same. Some insurers will request things like general practitioner reports or nurse screening or blood tests, for example, or cotinine tests, things like that. Right now in lockdown, of course, that's not really an option, so we can apply for that cover, but nothing's really going to happen until the nurse can actually visit you or the GP can get around to doing your GP report. And of course, they've got better things, more important things to do than that at the moment. So with that in mind, speaking to an advisor can really help and really make sure that advisor's done the research and made sure that they're as confident as they can be that particular insurer isn't going to require any of this stuff and should be able to offer you terms immediately. Okay, sometimes that's quite straightforward. It might just simply be that they have an underwriting limit, so anything over £100,000, for example, might otherwise require a nurse screening with one insurer, might not be the case with the other. So we can separate them very easily in that respect. But of course, there's things like medical conditions that you might already have, or your health and lifestyle at the moment as well, that might very much suit one insurer over another, not just on the underwriting, but on the overall cost that you might end up paying. Because just because you see a premium £10, £20 when you apply, doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're going to end up paying. Also, advisors are going to really mitigate the main reason that life insurance won't pay out in the UK at the moment, and that's something called misrepresentation. So, like insurers at the moment, they're as best they've ever been. We've got claim stats often up 97, 90, 98% of all claims paid out on. People ask why it isn't 100%. It's quite simply because, sadly, not everyone gets it right when they apply for their life cover. Sometimes it can be deliberate, sometimes it can be a mistake, and the real tragedies is when people accidentally non-disclose. So misrepresentation or non-disclosure is simply not telling the insurer something that they might have asked for or that you reasonably should have informed them about about your health or lifestyle in order for them to underwrite that policy properly. The likelihood of this happening going through a professional advisor is very slim. We know what we're talking about. We speak to these insurers all the time. We know how the questions are asked, and we know how to answer those questions as well. So if you've taken a policy out through an insurer directly, the likelihood of a misrepresentation sadly is that a little bit higher. Whereas if you come through an advisor, we will do absolutely everything we can within our limits to make sure that we have disclosed everything that we need to that insurer, and that cover that is in place is absolutely going to pay out, which is of course the most important thing. And finally, we'll write it into trust. So writing life insurance into trust is not that complicated. It's not sadly not much life insurance nowadays does get written into trust. Loads of advantages of why it should be written into trust. Mainly, it's that the right people get the right money at the right time. So it completely separates any life insurance benefits from your estate if you were to die, and you can select trustees that then use that money and disseminate that as is best for your family or your loved ones or whoever that life insurance policy was for. Without it writing as trust, it does form part of your estate. Depending on whether you have a will or not, it's going to go through the intestacy or probate process, and it is going to take some time to come through. Finally, guys, just with COVID and everything that's going on with COVID at the moment, insurers have, of course, responded to the situation. Of course, they would have to do this. They are asking a few more questions on the application. Nothing too daunting. As you can imagine, they're going to be asking if you've had symptoms of COVID-19. Most of them are simply asking symptoms, so we know these symptoms to be the fever and the dry cough. Anything beyond that, it's the confirmed symptoms that they're after. If you haven't had symptoms, you should be able to get standard terms right away, or terms offered for your cover right away, so you can get your life covered immediately. If you have had some symptoms, sadly, insurers are going to want to wait for a certain period of time to have elapsed where you've been symptom-free, just so that they can be as confident as possible that you don't have the virus. Likewise, some insurers are going to be asking about your exposure to individuals with symptoms. So if you've been around anyone that's had symptoms, then sadly that could impact your ability to get cover as well. Some insurers are asking different questions to others here. So if you were to get in touch with us, if you're a key worker, for example, particularly in the NHS, it's very likely that you would have had some exposure to someone with the symptoms, of course. We'll do everything we can to make sure that that insurer can still offer you cover, and that we answer the questions truthfully and honestly to make sure that cover can be in place for you as quickly as possible. So I hope that's been useful. Obviously, any comments or commentary on the video, please do put some notes below. This is our first ever YouTube video. Hopefully we'll do a lot more of these. Here at Advantage, we're mortgage and life insurance experts, so we do all kind of weird and wonderful mortgages, and we do a lot of protection. Life insurance isn't the only thing we do. Critical illness cover, income protection, home insurance, kind of everything that you can imagine you would need to do and need to have in place if you're buying a house or remortgaging, and trying to protect your family as well. So do please give us a call. Number and details will all be on our website. Otherwise, you can drop us an email at info@advantagefs.co.uk. And hopefully I'll do another video soon, and get in touch if you need us. Thank you.